what's going on? It's Steve with the Sales Syndicate, and welcome back to the channel. On today's training, we're going to be discussing the 5 reasons of why your high ticket closing ratio stinks. We're going to break this down and go over what I have found are the top 5 reasons why high ticket sales reps struggle when it comes down to actually closing deals. Let's jump into this, give you guys some food for thought, and map this out step by step. Let's go. All right, you guys, so these aren't in necessarily sequential order as far as importance, but all 5 of these are critical when it comes down to closing high ticket deals. And some of the mistakes that I've experienced over the course of the last 25 years now, teaching, coaching, and doing it myself inside of the trenches, closing high ticket deals. Number 1 would be putting too much emphasis on the actual content. High ticket sales reps and business owners oftentimes do not understand the differences between features and benefits. Let me kind of break down what the difference is and why it's so critical in you taking the time to really understand the features and the benefits aspect. When it comes to features, if you're talking about like a TV, this is why this TV is fantastic. It's awesome. Look at all of these different buttons, and here's how you can get to where you want to go faster. And here's the pixelation. The benefits of this is that this TV is going to be the TV that's going to last you the next 20 years. You'll never have to buy a TV ever again. Here's what your family is going to enjoy by experiencing this TV. It's the benefit of the actual product. High ticket sales reps oftentimes put way too much emphasis in talking about the way that they're going to help somebody accomplish something in regards to their coaching programs, how many sessions, how the mechanism of what they're going to actually use to get them to their desired destination, versus spending way more time in talking about and connecting rapport with the actual prospect in making sure that they understand the long-term vision of what they want to accomplish. The benefits of what they want to accomplish is probably one of the biggest mistakes that I oftentimes see when it comes to high ticket sales. Number 2, lack of authenticity. Guys, at the end of the day, if people do not believe you, if they do not trust you, if they do not like you, we've heard that in sales before, they're not going to purchase. In fact, presidential elections are won based off of authenticity. If the public believe that this individual is going to do what they say, if they believe in them, if they actually think that they'll follow through, that's what creates momentum in any kind of sell. If the individual believes that you can actually help them, or your organization has the ability to help them to reach their desired destination, they're going to buy from you. If they don't believe you, they're not. So here's a really quick tip on how you can create authenticity right out of the gate. It's what I call story framing. This is where you give brief background on exactly who you work with, why you work with them, what you accomplish, and in the time periods that you accomplish right out of the gate, so that it is crystal clear as to the intention of the conversation. When you do that, people are going to trust, they believe that you know what you're actually talking about, and when you're coming from a place that you know your craft and your art and your product, they are going to want to buy from you, way more important than the things that you're explaining to them as far as how many coaching sessions and all of that. If they believe you from an authenticity standpoint, they're going to want to do business with you. The third thing that I've seen happen is probably one of the reasons why people do not close high ticket deals is when it comes to their prepared level. Listen, one of the biggest transactions, or one of the biggest deals that I actually closed inside of the agency space, happened recently with a customer that was spending an enormous amount of money from a paid advertising standpoint. They were literally spending a couple $1 million per month on paid advertising. Now, I've been a part of a lot of big transactions, so this was probably the biggest. The number one reason of why I was able to actually convert that individual and get them to actually purchase our services boiled down to the fact that we were extremely prepared going into the conversations with the potential customer about exactly where they were at, where their struggles were, and what were the necessary steps that we had to take in order to help them to get to their desired destination. Understanding that desired destination was already done in the pre-work. It was already done in the homework that we had done ahead of time. But because of the fact that we spent hours preparing for the conversation, making sure that we had the pitch correct, was part of the reason that we closed them. Now, when it comes to high ticket coaching consulting sales, oftentimes you don't have to spend an enormous amount of time and energy prior to getting into the sales calls, but some simple things like making sure that you're reading and going through all of the actual application, making sure that you're having conversations with an individual that, let's say they had a triage call and you got further insights and understood what this individual's background and personality type. Did you take some time actually looking at their social profile so that you had a better idea as to who that individual was? All of those things are going to give you better confidence going into the sales conversation from a prepared standpoint, and sales reps just do not do this. Oftentimes, they just go from one conversation to the next, who's next, without a little bit of preparation that could go a very, very long way. Now, the fourth thing, this may sound like common sense, but being self-aware. I see this happen all the time where sales reps are just way too over the top with excitement. They're either too loud inside of their conversation. They oftentimes cut people off in mid-sentence because they have something that they just want to say or they feel like it's so valuable. They're talking too fast like I'm doing inside of this training, but I see it happen all of the time inside of the sales space. They forget to actually take some time and mirror the individual that they're speaking to's tonality, their pace, their energy level, and how they're actually communicating. If you'll take in consideration these things, I can promise you it's going to help you get you back on track, close more deals, and be cognitive of, just besides reading some sort of script that some guru or coach or mentor actually gave to you and said, just read this. Think high level, think about these things, and it's going to improve your overall closing rate. I hope this helped. Like always, comment below, follow the channel, send us a question, and we'll see you on the next video.